Hello, my name is Bethany Meloche and I am a member of the CMTA Advisory Board. Today they have asked me to share a couple tips on nutrition as a CMT patient. I did study nutritional science at UC Berkeley, but I am not a practicing dietitian, so my advice is solely from my perspective as a patient and definitely should not take the place of advice from your actual doctor. A growing concern for me as a patient with CMT has been bone loss. While CMT doesn't directly cause bone loss, we are at a greater risk for it due to a lack of activity and decreased muscle mass. We are also at a greater risk for falling. And a lack of strong bones and falls are not really a good combination. So I want to share two nutrients that are going to be really critical for healthy bones. The first one is calcium. If you are deficient in calcium, it is going to lead to weak, easily broken bones, which we cannot afford. And calcium deficiencies can also cause other symptoms that we might ignore, including muscle spasms, tingling, numbness. So I always like to try to get my nutrients from food. And if you tolerate and you consume dairy, low-fat dairy products will be fortified with calcium. But otherwise, it can be hard to meet your daily needs for calcium unless you are really great at getting your dark leafy green vegetables in, or you don't mind tofu. If you are concerned about your calcium levels, definitely talk to your doctor or a registered dietitian about starting a supplement. It usually does not take a lot of calcium to correct a deficiency, usually no more than about 250 to 500 milligrams per day. Adequate vitamin D will also help you better absorb and utilize the calcium that you are getting. And vitamin D deficiency can also cause a lot of problems. Weak bones, fatigue, depression, a weak immune system. And again, these aren't things that we want to add on to CMT. It is really difficult to get adequate vitamin D through food. The best option is probably salmon, but some types of salmon have more than others, and we probably don't want to be eating pounds and pounds of salmon. A natural way to get vitamin D is through sun exposure, but again, depending on where you live and the time of year, you still might not be getting enough. So the best thing to do is talk to your doctor, get your levels tested, find out where you're at, and if you are prescribed a supplement, make sure to retest after you've been supplementing for a while to make sure that your levels are now where they should be. So I hope that this has been helpful and maybe inspires your next trip at the grocery store.